Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to the online class, children. Today is the continuation of the last session. Okay. Today we are going to cover a topic, uh, time lag between the Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, India and the world, and contribution of sea routes. So we are going to identify the cause of time lag between the Gujarat and the Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. So we know what is that? We know that the Gujarat is the Gujarat is the westernmost state of India, and Arunachal Pradesh is the easternmost state of India. So almost 29 to 30 degree are passing. 29 to 30 degree are passing between the longitude lines of the easternmost and the westernmost longitude line of India. So we have 29 to 30 degree are passing between the easternmost and the westernmost state of India. So already I explained you that the earth takes 4 minutes to uh, to move from one longitude to another longitude. So if you have a simple calculation that the 1 degree, 1 longitude is equal to 4 minutes. So 29 degree is equal to how many minutes we are getting finally? 116 minutes. So of course it comes 2 hours. That is why there is a 2 hours time lag between the Arunachal Pradesh and the Gujarat. Okay. And so if we have the 2 hours time lag means is the state follows the different times, the Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat follows this different time? No. Okay. So because listen here children, because already just now I told that from the easternmost to the westernmost we have almost 30 degree are passing away. Okay, 30 degree are passing in between the eastern and westernmost state of India. Okay, and due to that only we have the different zones. So due to that we have a difference in the two zones. Okay. So to avoid this confusion, to avoid having different times for different state, we have chosen the standard meridian time for India, and the standard meridian time has taken for the entire country. Okay, so that is why we are not getting any differentiation in the timing between our states. Okay, so that is why the Indian standard meridian has taken to avoid the confusion of having a different times in different state. So it has been taken for the entire country. So to avoid all these things, okay. And this the standard meridian time of India passes through 80 passes through the Mirzapur at Uttar Pradesh uh, at 82 degree 30 east 30 minutes east. Okay, and it passes through the 5 different states of India, that is Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh and Orissa. So listen here children. Uh, so as I told that there is a 30 degree or 29 to 30 degree passing between the westernmost to the easternmost state of India, and due to that we have the difference in the two zones. So to avoid the confusion of having different times in different state, or to avoid confusion, we have chosen the Indian Standard Time for the entire country. Okay, so and this standard meridian time, no, this standard meridian of India passes through Uttar Pradesh at Mirzapur at the at 82 degree 30 minutes east. Okay, and it covers the state of Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, then Andhra Pradesh and Orissa, then in Chhattisgarh. So it passes through these 5 states in India. Okay. So now we are going to see about the topic, the important topic, that is India and the world. So now we are going to see how far the India is connected with the countries in the world. Okay. So India is the southward extension of the Asian continent. That we know that. Just a minute now. Okay. So India is the southward extension of the ancient continent. It is located between the East and the West Asia. Okay, it is located between East and the West Asia. So the Indian Ocean, no, it connects the countries of the Europe in the west and the countries of the east. So the Indian Ocean, it helps us to have a contact with the Europe in the west side and also the countries in the east side too. Okay, and the Indian Ocean helping the India to establish a close contact with West Asia, Africa, and Europe from the western coast. Okay, from the western coast, and also the southeast and the East Asia from the eastern coast. So listen, your children, the Indian Ocean helping India to establish the close contact with the both side, even from the eastern coast side and also from the western coast side. So the Indian Ocean, it helps the India to have a close contact with the countries who are there in the eastern coast and the western coast. And India has a long coastal line that we have learnt already. So India has a long coastal line on the Indian Ocean. Of course, no other country has a long coastal line on the Indian Ocean, and that is why the Indian Ocean is given the suitable name. Okay, the Indian Ocean is given the suitable name because the India shares a long coastal line. That is why it is named as Indian Ocean, I think. So it is a suitable name given to the ocean of Indian Ocean. Okay, and now, so this is a picture shows that the India established the close relationship with the eastern side countries and the western side countries too. That is eastern coastal and the western coastal countries. Okay. Now we move on to the next one, the contribution of the sea routes. Okay. So just now we saw that the Indian Ocean helps the Indians to have a close contact and establish a close relationship with the different countries who are there in the eastern coast and the western coast. So how have these sea routes contributed in exchanging the ideas and commodities we are going to see. So the sea routes, no, it contribute to the exchange of the to exchange the ideas and the commodities not in the recent times, even from the ancient time. Since the ancient time, the Indian Ocean help us to exchange the ideas and the commodities. And the next one, the Upanishad and Ramayana and Mahabharata, stories of Panchatantra were exchanged through this route only. And also the numeral system, the Indian numeral and decimal system was exchanged through this sea routes only. And then the spices, muslin cloths, and other merchandise product were taken from India to the different countries through this sea routes. And also, of course, the Greek sculpture, architectural styles of domes and minarets or from the West Asia can be seen in the different parts of the country. Okay, so these are all the what is it items. It was transported from India to the various countries, and even from the different countries we also adapted some things. Okay, the Greek culture, architectural styles of domes we adapted from the West Asia. Okay, so the lesson here, the contribution of sea routes in exchanging the ideas and commodities. So first of all, it useful for us to exchange the ideas and commodities since the ancient time, and even the Upanishad, the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and stories of Panchatantra were exchanged through this sea routes only. And even the Indian numerals and decimal system were spread to the different countries of the world through the sea routes. And spices, muslin cloths, and mercantile product were taken from India to the different countries of the world. and even the Greek culture, architectural styles of domes and minarets, or we adapted from the West Asia. So it can be seen in the different parts of the world too. Okay. Yeah. And now that's all, children. And today we have covered the topic that the why there is a time lag between the Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh, and we also learnt about the India and the world and how it has closely contact with the different countries of the world. And then the third one, we saw about the contribution of sea routes in exchanging the commodities and the ideas. Now take down the assignment, children. Name the city through which the prime meridian passes. The second one, what is the standard meridian of India? The third one, how have sea routes contributed in the exchange of commodities and ideas since ancient time? Thank you, children.